Sag, welcome to your Celtic cross reading. What's up? What's going on? Show me Sag, please. Show me that Sagittarian collective. Show me Sag. Show me Sag. What is going on, please, for Sagittarius? Celtic cross, old school tarot. An excellent opportunity to deep dive into those collective energies, see ourselves spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and then also, of course, the 3D practicals as well. Sometimes it's integrated into one unit or one concept, okay? And then sometimes it's broken up into different pockets of subjects. Regardless, it's all good. So take what resonates, leave what does not. Sometimes I will see an outside influence energy that is not you. I will touch on it in as much as it makes sense to the reading, but that's it. It's still about you, not a them or they, okay? Just how you're reacting to it, perceiving it, that kind of thing. That's what's important. What's going on, please, for Sagittarius? All together, collectively, these are still general collective readings, right? Not one-to-one private. So if it doesn't resonate at all, normal. Frustrating, but normal. Check your other placements. That's it. All right. What's going on, please, for Sagittarius? Show me Sag. Show me Sag. What's going on, please, for Sagittarius? Okay, opening up Six of Wands. Oh, yes. Knight of Pentacles. Okay, interesting. You're like, I'm in a good place. I don't know if I need to move in a further direction. So as challenging as the Knight of Pentacles. You're like, but I feel good, though. So do I need to do anything different? I don't know. Hey, that's nice. That's what I'm saying. You're balancing. You feel good. You're already showing me an equal division of energy, distribution, time, energy, effort. I'm in a good place. I don't know that I necessarily need to move in any other direction. Maybe you don't. That'll be a short reading. What's behind you is Five of Pentacles. You've clearly recovered from something. Okay. Exiting Emperor. Now that's interesting. That's interesting. That's interesting. That got my... Yeah. Okay. Immediate future Devil. Somebody else had that same card, same placement, and I promise you it was further back. Further back. Lots of shuffles in between yours and theirs. Don't remember who. I want to say it was in our sign. Don't know. Don't remember. Okay. We'll see about that. Ace of Pentacles is in your strengths. You're like, I know a good investment. I know a good investment when I see it, Christina. Okay. Environment. I might resist things, but I know a good investment. Okay. We'll see. Hopes and fears. 8 of Cups. Outcome, 4 of Cups. I don't know. A lot of resistance there. A lot of emotional upsetness. I don't like seeing that, especially when you're coming from such a good, grounded place, or you're telling me that you are. As you understand your life, you're saying, I'm good. I'm balanced. I don't need to move here or there. I'm good where I'm at. And I see you are coming out of something. You are recovering. And then I get you crossing the bridge, and that's when things start to go a little shaky. What's going on? We're going to start there with that Six of Wands. Show me that Six of Wands, please, for Sag. What's going on? Show me that Six of Wands, please. Show me that Six of Wands. Queen of Swords, the Queen of Wands, the Four of Cups, and straight away, the Four of Cups. So you ID'd that very early. You're saying you're confident in the particular direction and or pace that surrounds you, and there's someone else in there with you. Again, not about a them or they. I'm recognizing it, and as much as it's being pointed out to me, I see someone there next to you, and neither one of you is too happy at the emotional level. You're both showing me upsetness, disappointment, not terribly happy with each other at the moment. But overall, you're saying Six of Wands, generally speaking, you say you still feel relatively good. Confident about your overall sense of direction. So much so you're saying you don't need to move left or right or up or down. That Knight of Pentacles is not much of a challenge. You know, I mean, that's he's already slow. You're saying no movement needed. Now, Four of Cups would beg to differ a little bit, okay? We want to get out of those nasty low-level cups, ideally. And there's 2 people in there. So I know that there's 2 people reacting to them. Let's see that Knight of Pentacles. Show me that Knight of Pentacles. Show me that Knight of Pentacles. One of you is on point. I believe that's you with the Queen of Wands. And then I got a Queen of Swords over here. Air sign, possibly. But more to the point, someone who's a little bit more brusque, perfunctory, but on point, logical, rational, but perhaps a little cold and detached sometimes. We'll see. You're both contributing to the same pot, if you will. Let's see that Knight of Pentacles. Show me that Knight of Pentacles. Show me that Knight of Pentacles. The Page of Wands, the Ten of Cups, the Fool. Okay. Okay. There is this sense of I could move into a direction of emotional expanse, Ten of Cups, but why would I do that? That's interesting. Some small part of you, no matter how small, with the Page of Wands, would love to be the Fool and blast open to a larger emotional support system. We could call it family, okay? Spouse, kids, that kind of thing, and then also extended family further out. But you're like, why would I do that, though? I don't need to move in that direction. I'm okay with the 4 cups I have with so-and-so. Okay. So it's not like it hasn't crossed your mind, and it's not like it hasn't crossed your energetic interest. But you're saying no movement is needed. That's just ludicrous. I don't need to head off in the Ten of Cups direction. Part of you would like to. The Fool's there. He's not incidental. That's that idea of new beginning, fresh energy, fresh blast of it. But you're like, who needs it? Who needs it? I'm fine. I'm fine. I have an equal over here. You're both more or less of equal stature in terms of responsibility and maturity. Okay, in that respect. And like I said, you're both sharing a 4 cups pool. Yet you know, alternatively, you could blast open to a 10 of cups, but you're like, nah, that's such a fuss. Then my Knight of Pentacles would have to write himself up and start moving in that direction. What's up with that? What's up with that? I mean, if you are happy with where you are in that person, then let's see some improvement there. Okay, for the both of you. If you're like that, the 10 of Cups, that emotional harmony, rainbow shit, it seems like such a pain to go in that direction. I don't know. The 6 of Pentacles is your everyday influence. So literally for you, in this case, your everyday contracts. Everything from work to the agreements. I agreed to pick up Bob at 3 o'clock at the station. Those kind of contract fulfillments where it's just everyday give and take balances. Very normal balances. You can kind of set your watch to them. You know what they are. They're in your everyday life, practically speaking. And this is the stuff you contractually agree to participate in. So it's not just work. It's everyday occurrences, you know. Let's say that 6 of Pentacles, please. Those are the meetings you agree to go to. Those are the places that you choose to participate in. Everything, okay? What about your balances? Show me that. Show me that. Two of Cups, the Hanged Man, 7 of Cups. Yeah, you can't help but wonder, and this is done on off duty, if you will, and the balances, how much of it is really for you and how much of it needs more perspective. It's interesting. You're saying that we're in this together. There's a back and forth between 2 people here, and you're both used to it. But what needs to be suspended, the Hanged Man, is perspective on why we're doing it. What is our emotional motivation behind these balances between us? You harmonizing back and forth like this, it should probably feel a little bit more intimate. And it often feels fuzzy and confusing. And I don't always know why I personally participate. And sometimes you wonder what their motivation is. Why do they participate? I mean, the balance is okay. You've already showed me that. It's okay. Okay? It's like a lukewarm bath. It's exactly that. It's not too hot. It's not too cold. It's not exactly the most fulfilling, and it doesn't seem to be changing. But you're like, you can't help but sometimes suspend what your motivation behind these contracts and balances is, particularly as it relates to someone else whom you share that emotional intimacy with. So there it is. I mean, I'm telling you guys, sometimes when I see multiple figures, I'll be like, that's totally you 100% across the board. I just didn't see it that way. I immediately saw it as 2 people sharing the same 4 cups on happiness. It's over here. It's in here. And you've even told me you've thought about another way of life, but this is probably as good as it gets. I'm not trying to be demeaning. I'm trying to understand this here. And when I dig further into it, you're showing me you question it too sometimes. I mean, obviously, if your mind has drifted off into a 10 of Cups and a fresh beginning, you're eventually going to question your balances. This is 2 plus 2 logic right here. This is what the King, Queen of Swords do. What I just showed you is like, yeah, I've thought about a new beginning, but okay, my first thought is someone who would use my Queen of Swords logic. Where is that coming from? Could it be what you're in is really that satisfying? Especially if you have to go upside down to question your emotional motivation behind these bounces with that person. What do you really feel? Because sometimes it doesn't make sense to you. And then you question their feelings. What does this really mean to them? Okay? In other words, you going poo-poo, the Knight of Pentacles, he ain't going nowhere. No, I think about it, but no, that's silly. That's a silly thought. Well, it can't be that silly if it crossed your mind and your spirit and your heart. And I can kind of see why. Your day-to-day balances are fulfilling in and of their own right. It feels good to get things done in a balanced way that makes sense to 2 people. But then there's that part of you that questions, is this it? Is this what it amounts to? Just a second. I need to go check on Cinnamon. She's making some distressing noises. She got her head stuck. Oh, it wasn't that bad, guys. It was just that moment of panic. You know, you get your head stuck, you're going to panic a little bit. She's fine. Now back to your reading. Things feel in place, but you question it. Specifically, your emotional attachment behind all this. Where's it coming from? What does it mean? Okay, let's see that recent past with the 5 of Pentacles. I want to see what that break was that you recovered from. You're like, I got things back into working order between me and my person. And I understand that there's still unhappiness between us. And yes, I thought about a brand new beginning, but no. Okay, I think that's fair. But then why are you still showing me distress around this? I understand that you two probably got really close to the bleeding edge of breakage and that you did a heck of a job, the both of you, getting back into a place of reasonable balancing with each other. And yet, that 4 cups still resides with the both of you. You both feel it. Okay. I want to understand that, because if you're going to pick this person and mean it, I want you both to be more on the side of 6 of cups, not 8, obviously, but 9, something. Well, it's not that. 9 of Pentacles, the stars, 9 of Swords. At some point, somebody here, I believe you felt like you were separating from the vision and it stressed you out. There was something that was calling you in a particular direction that says, Sag, go this way. And it felt really, really good. But you trying to answer the call of it stressed you out. It had something to do with being an individual. You kind of trying to go your own way to pursue that star kind of put you into a breaking point between what you wanted to do and the reality of separating. And that star, I have no doubt, meant a lot to you. The 9 of Pentacles is there, so I know you felt it deeply, and perhaps you still do, but you're saying the stress of that particular call and the break it would require in order to achieve it or answer that call, you're saying it was too much. Because I see you feeling very strongly like an independent person that would love to pursue something that means something deeply to you, but for some reason you associate that star with driving a wedge between yourself, I believe, your relationship with this person. And I think you made a choice to kind of let that star go, okay? Or deepen the divide in order for you to pursue it. I think some of you, in some way, feel, and probably in reality feel, that you gave up a star in order to stay and work things out with this. You know, those are heavy decisions, honey. I see the sacrifice here in a way. I do see sacrifice here. That would explain why you're kind of like sticking to the balances. And I think some of you did part ways with a star, a goal, an objective, a dream that would require you to be you as an independent, free person to pursue it, and you felt you had to give it away and part ways with it in order to keep the balance or peace with this. Self-sacrifice in some way, I believe. The Emperor's exiting. I'm very curious about that. That got my attention right away. Okay. Well, that would kind of explain your portion of the 4 cups. You give up a dream like that, you're going to feel it. I hope that they appreciate your sacrifice. I do. And I can see now why you question the emotional motivation of your balanced present day. You give up your star like that, you're going to question your choices. So that's why I always say it's never good to talk yourself into or out of anything. You should know absolutely what you're doing. That way you can stand by your decision regardless of outcome. You need to have done it for the right reasons for you. And I hope that they are in a position where they can appreciate it. Let's see that Emperor, please. Exiting. The sense of empowerment. Ten of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune, the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, okay, I got it. Oh, God, I didn't want it to be in that direction, but it is. Especially seeing your past and what's exiting. You really feel like you gave up a part of empowerment. Your own empowerment. Your own sense of destiny. Your own sense of mastering your destiny in order to not forsake someone else's sense of standing in your life. It's like I have to show up for this, even if it means losing sight of myself. I disagree on that, but I respect your decision. Because if they were giving you the same consideration, they would have told you to go. That's why. Call a spade a spade. There's two sides to every coin. Real love would set you free if you don't want to be there, if there's something else you have to do in you. Kind of like that old situation. It looks romantic in movies, but in real life, it's actually really heartbreaking. So let's say there's two very young people. Somebody wants to go to something very costly and expensive like graduate school, and it's far away. It's halfway across the country. And he's deeply in love with his ideal person. Because he's so deeply in love, he would offer to sacrifice his dreams. And I would say if she was so deeply in love with him, she would tell him to go. Real unions, no matter how difficult, the strong ones, have you do this, not go like this. I see you made the sacrifice to go like this, to give up a dream. I hope they appreciated it. And it's looking like to procure that person's comfort. It's those decisions like that are twofold. That person both need to offer those things of their own free will and therefore choose of their own free will. But it has to be from the best place of both people for it to mean anything or to have any real value, which is why it concerns me that even after you continue the balance and you prevented the break from happening by sacrificing, you still question your feelings for it. That makes me think you did this and you didn't question it too deeply. Let's see that, Devil, please. So I think that would explain a lot of what I'm seeing for your future. We'll get there. Or it's the other way around. I don't know about you, okay, but I'm one of those women that worked very hard to be where I am. I paid for my degrees off the sweat of my own back and my own mind, and having to make those decisions of continuing and finishing my education and my career and forsaking family and so on until I was ready for that. You have to make sacrifices and you have to know that they're right for you. I know what it's like to turn down things I really want because I have a goal that's higher than myself or any connection I may have been in. And, it's one of those situations where it's not exclusive to sex, guys. You can have these dreams and sacrifice yourself if you think it's worth it or it is. But you need somebody on that same wavelength to understand, appreciate, and love you more for what it is you're prepared to do or what it is you're prepared to sacrifice. And the way that it was received suggests it fell a little flat. That's why I'm upset a little bit. Just a little bit. Just low-key. Not low-key, but low-key. So, it's this, I know. Eight of Cups is in the hopes and fears. You fear, with the Devil here, this is Cinnamon, you fear that you walked away from something for no reason. And I think, given what I've seen here today, yeah, I don't blame you. I think that it's what you call a rational fear. Now, mind you, it's a deep one with the Devil attached to it. But it's kind of like I sacrificed this, that, and the other for what? This is what happens when we kind of forsake ourselves. And I understand you did it for their sense of security, but how did it in any way secure you? This is why proper, healthy connections do this. They don't do this. Anything that goes inverted or downward, not good. I see you going backwards in goals, not forwards in them. Do you see why you're a little upset? You should be. You gave up your sense of self-empowerment to stay. And keep this person's way of life going. They are terrified of endings, and you're terrified of losing out on your dream. So the fact that they opened with what looks like an ungrateful Four of Cups, yeah, rightfully, you're going to feel bad about this decision. It is going to make you feel numb, and that's why you're questioning your feelings back here. That Two of Cups can't compete with a questionable Seven of Cups, with an undisputed Four of Cups, not once but twice, and a disillusioning, numb Eight of Cups twice. Yeah, you're going to be resentful and feel badly about this situation. I walked away from connecting with what's right for me for what exactly? It's going to feel like a plague a little bit, yeah. I want you to work through it, though, because not all hope is lost. You are still going to be your best agent to navigate. I will never stop saying that because it's true. Everything begins with self. This is not yet done. if you choose to not let it be done. Okay? But that's up to you. There's a lot at play, I know, but I feel like those sacrifices you made were in vain, and that pisses me off because you had choice in that. But part of you must have known, honey. Part of them must have known. They were just like, whew, Sag didn't separate with me. I got what I wanted, but P.S. I'm still not happy. You making sacrifices does not guarantee you procure anyone's happy. You can't do that. Everything begins with itself. If they were miserable and happy to begin with, guess what? They're still going to be. If they didn't, I don't see any working here. I don't see any pentacles. I don't see any healing. What did they do to change to show the reflection of appreciation of what you gave up? Saying, man. That's what I'm saying. It's how people take each other for granted. I hate that. You don't know them 2 years or 20 years. I don't care. Let's say that Ace of Pentacles, show me your strengths. You say, I believe you when you tell me you know what a good opportunity is. I believe you. And I see the resentment for not having chosen it. And someone encouraged you to stay based on their fear of an ending. But also you had a part to play in that. You knew. Part of you knew. It was for their comfort, not your glory. All right. Two of Pentacles, the Magician, the Ace of Wands. Now, okay, I think that's fair. I do think that's fair. Given everything I've seen here today, I don't blame you. I do not blame you. No, you want to know if that new opportunity might be available to you, fingers crossed. Again, maybe in future. You don't know. It seems fuzzy and far away because from your point of view, it probably is. But you're saying, oh, if that comes back, though, if that comes back. You see what I'm saying? That's how I know you're not happy with the choice you made or the sacrifice you made. You knew they were going to take it for granted or just assumed that you would make the decision that best reflected their favor, not their love of you. That pisses me off. Anyway. Yeah, no, it's the Magician, the Ace of Wands, Two of Pentacles. Over the Ace of Pentacles, I know. I know you gave up an opportunity. You didn't really show me what it was, but you're saying it would take you as an individual to pursue it. And you felt strongly tied to it. You wished upon a star for it. And it showed up in the real world. Viable, obtainable. And you can't help but wonder, can I revive that energy? Magician. So you're trying to summon it back. You're saying you don't know if it will. You don't know if you'll ever have a shot in hell at taking a crack at that Ace of Pentacles again, but you're like, if you give me a second chance, that's your energy. I don't know what it looks like in reality. Your energy is saying, if I had another shot at that, I don't know if I'll ever have a shot at that, but by God, it's not going to stop me from asking the universe, and then I will deal with it if it arrives. Okay, so just be aware that you're manifesting, and it's actually a little bit more intense than I think you understand. There's an urgency to it that perhaps wasn't there before. Okay? You're like, you give me that second chance. I don't know how I'd deal with it any different. That's the thing right there with the Two of Pentacles. You profess right there. You don't know how you would handle it any different. That's probably what needs to change in order for that to come back into your life. That means stop self-sacrificing if it's against your best interest. Anyway, I'll say that Nine of Wands, please, in the environment. Yeah, I'd imagine there's some tenseness in the environment. It stands to reason that there's some tenseness there. Resentment, blockage, anger. I can see why. Your sacrifice seems to have fallen flat. You could have separated and not provided them whatever it is they say they needed. Not maintained a balance with them. Some sort of life balance. It is everyday occurrences. I see that. So I know it's not casual. It's more on the serious side, but nevertheless. Let's see that Nine of Wands, please. Show me that Nine of Wands. Okay. Oh, dear. Yeah, there's a lot of fighting here. Resentment, bitterness. Again, healthy connections do this. Not that. You're upset. You're upset. I don't know how close your environment is to this person, but it's pretty damn close. Where there was a Four of Cups before, there's active fighting, frustration, even if it's not verbally fighting. It's resentment, begrudging arguments, oh, I stubbed my toe, it's your fault. And I'm going to insist it's your fault. My brain's going to figure out how it's your fault. This is what undertone, looks like in terms of aggression. Basically, it's the everyday kind of existence, which is not healthy. It is making more and more emotional numbness here with the Eight of Cups. The thing you were afraid of, it's happening. Because every day you surround yourself in an environment by somebody who says, I don't appreciate what you did. I don't appreciate that you gave up a dream or a goal or a desire to start something new or to be a part of something new or something bigger than me. I show no appreciation for that at all. I don't really even seem to love you that much, never mind actively contribute to healing efforts between you and I. So let's fight. This is why I tell people you need to do what's in your best interest. Because your best interest, by all rights, intents, and purposes, looks like it exited. And you feel that loss of empowerment. Because when we go against our best interest for somebody else's sake, and especially when they fail to appreciate it, all we have is ourselves to point at. If you have to question the emotions behind it, and why did I give up this for you, or this situation? We can barely contain our balances. In our environment, it's warring. I'm emotionally checked out. I can't stand this connection anymore. 8 of Cups. What you had feared is here. That you would feel nothing in light of the sacrifice or less valued. I want to get you back into a place of empowerment, guys. King of Swords, Ace of Cups, the Tower. You're going to have a strong realization soon that you don't feel nothing. You actually feel quite a bit. And it has nothing to do with this cesspool of negative emotions that never get better. Yeah. You're going to realize, I suppose I'm trying to say, is that you actually have a lot of heart, a lot of love, just not for this. That you're not supposed to feel 8 of Cups and 4 of Cups every day. Especially after making a sacrifice like that. It's one thing if you were being shown love and respect. But it's like, why are you arguing? You made your decision. It was the right one by their admission, I'm sure, not yours. I don't even know how aware they are of your sacrifice. That's what's weird to me. But I was still seeing bitterness and resentment for you for having stayed. You gave up something. Do they know? Because it's hard for me to believe that they're flying in your face that much for something you gave up. So that tells me perhaps they didn't understand how important it was, or they just frankly don't give a damn, in which case, why did you choose them? Again, do what's in your best interest. Part of you had to have known they were going to take it for granted or just not give a fuck. They don't look peaceful. They look angry, resentful, and my life depends on you and I hate you for it. And you're like, I gave up blah, blah, blah for you. Tell people they don't have a choice, and then they'll show you how fast they do. I feel like this person's just waiting to tell you, you don't have a choice. And then you have that moment where actually, yes, I do. I feel like that's where you two are headed. And it could be preventable still. You get that emperor back in line instead of exiting. Remember your empowerment and say, thank you very much. This isn't for me. And you can honestly say, you did your best. But this is not what a healthy connection looks like. I don't care how long you two have known each other. I don't care. It's not healthy. And here's you realizing, actually, I feel quite a bit. Just not for you. Not this. All the aces I've seen today have been attached to you. Not your connection, as in renewal. No. And not your person. I'm not focusing on them. I'm focusing on you. All the aces, therefore, opportunity are attached to you. This person has no new opportunities, do they? So they want to drag you down about yours. Make it seem like you don't have any. Let's see that 4 of Cups, please. Show me that 4 of Cups, please, and the outcome. Show me that 4 of Cups, please, and the outcome. I know this sounds wild. You're actually going to begin the process at some point in your future timeline to consolidating yourself to not fixing this, but to break away from it, this time for reals. You remember that 5 of Pentacles? Like we got close to the bleeding edge. I was leaning closer and closer to a star every day, but I couldn't accept the weight of it, the stress or responsibility of it. So I pulled back and made it work between us. I gave up on the idea of a 10 of Cups between us a long time ago, and while I felt I could be pulled in that direction, it would require a brand new journey. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to decline. I'm going to sacrifice that thought, that feeling, that sense of newness and aliveness. For you, I still question your feelings about why you want to balance with this at all, and mine too, but hey, sacrifice, sacrifice. After all, where would you be without me? Even though I'm marked with all these opportunities, you're not, but you make that my problem, right? You hope and manifest to this day that whatever that strong opportunity is will come back and that you will know what to do with it if it does. I'm going to take you up on that. I hope you take yourself up on that because you're preparing yourself to go solo the first time you had the opportunity, you declined it, you're going to reapproach that a second time, and in the second time, you will succeed. It may not seem that way from your neck of the woods yet. You've yet to cross that bridge point that is the devil, and that's going to be the most difficult part, is dealing with your worst fears that you sacrificed, whatever it is that you wanted to connect to for this. And it's probably emotional codependency in some way. Yeah. Most likely. But that resentment, that's where it really kicks in, is that I gave up this goal, this dream for this. Why did I do that? It's going to be rough patch. And I think that's when I really start to see the anger set in, even while you're manifesting that ace that you lost or couldn't connect with. Let's just say you couldn't connect with it the way you wanted. It's still attached to you. That's how I know there's still hope on that. But you have to be the driving force to reapproach that Five of Pentacles that you backed off from. I see you healing yourself to understanding that, yes, I 100%, 1,000% agree with you that breaking from this is the healthy thing to do. Correct. Literally correct. Five of Pentacles, Temperance, you. The Knight of Pentacles. Okay, that same Knight of Pentacles you said he had nowhere to go. Turns out that's not true. Turns out that Knight of Pentacles still has some energy, life in him, and it says, I'm going to, for my own good, this is what I should have did the first time, but I see that now, okay? I'm not going to fail the second time. You see how you're still a miserable SOB, even after everything I gave up to secure you, your happiness, and your way of life? You know how you're still arguing with me and still making my life a general living hell? Thanks for that. I appreciate that. You're still unhappy, and I'm more so. In fact, I'm more angry than you are. I'm more bitter than you are because I actually had the opportunity to opt out strongly. I had aces attached to me. I gave up my emperor sense of self for you. I gave up that opportunity, that goal, that whatever for you, and you're still unhappy. So now it's time for me to pull Sag aside, get myself in order on deck with me, yes, and conclude that breakage was the right thing, not the wrong thing. Correct. This is what I mean by best interest. Just because it's scary, just because it's hard, just because it hurts, it usually means it's more correct often than not. Its fear gets in the way. Other people's fear and agendas and wishes get in the way of what we know is in our best interest. But we allow it to get mixed up by convoluted, confusing feelings and somebody else's really poorly expressed thoughts and feelings and ideologies. The self, your mind, your body, and your spirit were trying to tell you what to do a long time ago. The second time you won't fail. There it is. You consolidate yourself. That Knight of Pentacles still has some life in him. And you understand the only way to clear up your side of the Four Cups is to break from this. Yes. Your aces aren't going anywhere. For some reason, those are deeply attached to you. The Ace of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, they're all in here. Except for the Ace of Swords, maybe. I don't know. The table gets really messy and I forget. But like I've said, those opportunities are still afforded to you. They're still attached to you. What happens to this person is their business. Okay? I'm sorry, but it is their business. If it was their business to be attached to you, seems to me they'd have a lot more room to be there, other than what they can just argue their mouth with. It's bad energy, unappreciative. Rolling the dice. That's what it is. I know it's scary, right? It's scary. I think that's probably the first. Aha. Yes, it is scary to roll the dice on that pathway, honey. Especially when a new one opens up towards us. And we can't help but wonder, based on evidence and experience, is that the pathway I'm supposed to be on? No. I'm too old for that. Fill in the blank. Knight of Pentacles. I ain't got nowhere to go. This is probably... No. You roll the dice on a new pathway, but it's indeed yours. Not everybody's meant to travel it, just you. And those who go along, wonderful. It's because they support you in the right way. They wouldn't have you pull off that path. It's like, that's not for you. It literally has your name on it, but it's not for you. No, 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 stupid. You're going to stay here and support me and my fears, and I'm going to make sure you fail at any new opportunities that doesn't involve me. Yeah. Sorry, I know I can be very harsh, but you know, I'm highly sympathetic and empathetic to people who try. To try. I didn't see any trying. To understand or to love you any better or to support you in the right ways. It asks you to sacrifice or to be on your knees. And I would tell you to stand up. Privileged lady. Yeah, there's a little bit of that in there. Let's call that entitlement. The privileged lady in this deck is twofold. They all do, really. Pros and cons, right? Privileged lady, this is the one we pamper, love, care for. Things just seem to happen for her. This is someone we want to provide for because she's the privileged lady. It's expected. She earned it. I don't know. Perhaps she inherited. That's not the point. The idea is that we want to protect and provide her. Thus, she's privileged. She doesn't have to make her way in the world, especially if she thinks it's someone else's job to do it for her. I wouldn't know. But there are some people, yes, who have that entitlement thought. I'm not big on it myself because I pride standing on my own 2 feet. But that's not everybody. I see it much in its negative reference here. Someone who expects to be provided for. But the point of privilege is that they don't have to do any of the work or the sacrifice. The positive form of the privileged lady is someone of high value, more of the empress status. Therefore, it would be a privilege to obtain her. See what I'm saying? I'm just not seeing it that way today. No. Okay. And take the roll of the dice on that particular pathway, honey. You know. It's the roll of the dice. Given anything to roll the dice one more time. Oh! Don't stop believing. Yeah, we know that. No, that's where I saw it, right here. That's what I saw it. You're right here. Giving anything to roll the dice just one more time. There it is. That's why I see you summoning it back. You know it was a strong offer. And you're like, I would give anything to bring that back. I don't know what I would do with it, but I'll figure it out if it lands in my direction again or my path again. That's what that is. You would roll the dice on that opportunity again if you were given half the chance. So you are manifesting it. How it looks in reality, I don't know. You even said you don't know either. You'll deal with that if it comes back up. But you'll take it. You won't hesitate this time. Yeah, but first, honey, it's like Lucille Ball and Debbie here. It's like, Lucy, you got some explaining to do. So first of all, you need to concern yourself with you, okay? You need to get consolidated with you, and then your plans of action will fall into place. The wheel, yeah. Reverse, upright, same thing. Beginnings, endings. As one thing ends, another thing begins. We've seen this. Okay, it's like control. That's that inherent need to control, to change. It's like pulling teeth. It's like pulling teeth, that one is. Okay, but the horse, and that's what I saw over here. This is the horse freedom action. I am free to choose. I'm free to move. I'm free to take action. It is the opposite of control and change. One is open to direction and pathway because it's going by sheer instinct. This one says, I don't know and I don't trust my own instinct. Therefore, I'm going to try to sit here and control everything. Hopefully that works out. Okay, I hope this helped you. Oh my God, way too long. Everybody's is way too long, guys. They're not supposed to be over 40 minutes. It was good, though. It was good. I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well.